Okay, folks, I'm here at the Terminal 4, Heathrow Airport, just getting ready to fly back to Kenya. The season started officially on Thursday, so I'm going to miss the game because it's Saturday at the moment and I don't arrive until Sunday. But someone asked me how I got into coaching, so I thought I'd just give you a brief synopsis of how it came about. I mean, obviously, born and bred in the UK, you've always played football, but I didn't play football on a level because I grew up in the 60s, 70s and 80s. And to be honest with you, in the 70s, trying to be a black footballer was a pipe dream. I mean, the first black football I ever saw was Clyde Best, and he played for West Ham. I remember actually seeing him score a long-range goal from somewhere near the halfway line, if I'm not mistaken. And then you had players like Cyril Regis, Laurie Cunningham, Bob Hazel. I think guys like Brendan Batson just started to come through. So these guys were long before guys like Ian Wright and all of them. So that was my time. So, you know, although as a kid you dreamed of being a footballer, the racism that was around those days, it was just a pipe dream. Obviously, some guys made it, because Cyril Regis made it, Laurie Cunningham made it, but they still had a tough time, you know. So coming down to it, so yeah, I played football, but not on a level. I played for boys' clubs, my firm, street teams, things like that. But yeah, coming down to the future now, I've got a business, so I set up a company team to expose the business, and I thought I would coach it. I played sometimes, mainly in goal, but my position even before that, when I played football, I played on the right wing, which is what we consider as sweepers now. So yeah, I was pretty useful. You know, I can play with both feet, and I was pretty good. But I never even dreamed of thinking about going for trials or anything like that. So yeah, coming back to it, yeah, when I set up this company team to expose the company, I set up a football team for the company, and I thought, well, I'll coach the team, and that was 1995 actually, and yeah, I thought I'd coach the team. I knew the ins and outs for the fitness and a few other bits and pieces, because from 87 to 92 I played American football, which I loved. I played tight end and inside linebacker, both for 2 years, and I did a stint after that, so 4 years initially, and then I did a stint for another year as inside linebacker. But the fitness, the coaching philosophy of running a team, I used all of that for my football team when I had my business, which I've still got. So that's how it actually started. I put the team in the Southern Area Premier. We didn't do too bad. Got to the Cup, finished third in the league. The team was called Gilly Enterprises. And then after that, I started another team, which I coached in about 2005. But you've got to realise, all that coaching was unofficial. And we did a season. Now, coming down to me being an official FA coach, that happened when I was in Jamaica and I was walking down a country lane, and some guys asked me would I coach them. So I said, look, I'll coach you if you are serious. And what happened was we entered what is known as a corner league, short season. I sponsored and coached the team, managed it as well, and we ended up middle table. So what happened then was I got invited to their county FA meeting. It was only 2 teams they were bringing in, and strangely enough, they invited me into their league, which is semi-pro. And I thought, whoa, this is not what I was really signing on for when I did that team. and they said you've got to go and get your badges. And I thought, well, I'm not going to get my badges in Jamaica. I'm going to fly down to where it's more plausible, the UK. So I did the level 1, and yeah, it was great. It was a buzz. I just really loved it. And then I decided to fly back, organise a team more in terms of equipment, training, everything that I've learned in the level 1. And also it was more official then, so it taught me a lot about what I didn't know back in the day when I had the 2 former teams, which I just formed myself and coached myself. So that was a plus. And then I came back and I did the level 2. And then I realised, now this I can really make a good profession at it. But I always had in mind that, especially as a black coach, that I was going to do much better outside the country than in the country, because obviously there's over 10,000 coaches, more I think. There are different areas of coaching, so you find that you can have a lot of black coaches in different areas, but everyone was always looking to get in the Premier or the First Division, Championship, what have you. But I was never looking that way. I thought, you know, you can coach anywhere in the world as long as you feel you're good enough with the level you've got. I got a recommendation to do the UEFA B, but I'm not really interested in doing that at the moment. It's 9 months. I want to build up my profile, especially because I'm coaching on any level. Sorry, I beg your pardon. I haven't played football on any level. So you've got to be careful, because when you walk into any dressing room, especially with players, they respect you more when they know you've played here, you've played there. Yeah, but I can kick a ball. I can move the ball around and all of that. But they want to know where you played, who you played for. But now I realise, as long as you can show them that you can improve them, that you know the game, that you've got skill yourself, it doesn't really matter what level you played on. Because even as good as they are, they don't know everything. And they still need to know the mistakes they're making, and that's where I come in. So yeah, that's just a brief synopsis of how I got into it. But yeah, I've formed my own club up in Jamaica. I disbanded that. 4 of my players are now playing professionally, 1 in Jamaica. Sorry, 2 in Jamaica, and two now have gone on to play professional football in America. So the coaching I did, you know, I take some credit for that, which is great. But look, folks, I've got to go and get my plane now. But yeah, so the person who asked me that question, who sent me the message and asked me that question, that's how actually I got into it. But yeah, it's great. So now the season started. The team I'm coaching at the moment is, or I'm one of the coaches, is Imara Dema FC. They're in the county league in Kenya. I would say they're about 4th division standard. It's a semi-pro league. So I've got 2 seasons to get them up to the First Division and just under the NSL, which is their National Super League. So yeah, I'll leave it there. Hope you're all well. Take it easy. Bye for now.